So I wanted to show you guys what Josie did. She cast these pawns, and I'm no chess player. Forgive me if I'm calling things the wrong thing, but we got 2 king, a copper, and a brass set. These are the original pieces back here, and the customer needed, I don't have the list here, but he needed
4 pawns of each.
Okay.
And 1 copper king.
All right. So we are fixing to get this shipped, and hopefully the customer will be very happy with this. Well, guys, this is some of the castings we've been working on this weekend. We got this set ready to go. They just came out of stress relief. We will get these along with the original pattern shipped back to Kentucky. These turned around pretty quick, and we're going to be working on a lot of other jobs that are very fast turnarounds just to try to clear the floor some. We're getting too many patterns. We've got to knock some of the fast, simple stuff out. Last week, Josie shipped out a job she was working on that we've had for quite some time that went to Virginia. Hit some chess pieces for my good friend John Harris. Now for the wall art. This is casting failures. Normally I would chunk this stuff, but I have people steadily telling me, look, don't throw that away. We'll buy this stuff. Well, here's your chance, guys. This is some of the attempted castings that we were trying to make that we were pouring cold iron on. Didn't quite flow all the way through, as you can see. But each one is very unique, as is there will never be another one like it. I was originally thinking we'll just hang them up here. But, I don't know. If you want to pay for it, I'll ship it to you. We are still having furnace issues. As you can see, we are still pouring cold iron at times. We are working on that burner. But I just wanted to let my customers know, I haven't forgot you. We are working on it. We have a very large inventory of backlogged patterns waiting to be cast, and we are focusing on those as we keep the squeaky wheel greased. We're trying to get ready for the Florida flywheelers, and I do not want to be hauling sand down for this event. We have come up with a permanent mold idea. We're going to be using a cast iron die. This is 1/2 of it. I've already laid it out, trying to get an idea of how this is going to look. You can kind of visualize here, these are like little chain fobs, and they're going to have Oliver on it on one side and then Windy Hill Foundry on the back. So it's going to be 2 cast iron plates that are going to be made out of this. We're going to ram this up tomorrow and pour it. From there, I'm taking them to my friend Joe Gaddis. Joe has already, he's on top of it. He's the one that's going to machine this. I'm going to face it off real flat and then go in and mill it out. And from there, it's going to be inverted, right? All the words would be inverted because this will be a negative that will cast a positive. This is going to be the pouring basin. I went ahead and threw in an offset there to where we have just a little bit of an uphill climb. At entry, it's going to be 3/4 of an inch, and then you get down here and it chokes down a 1/2 inch, which is the same size as this runner here. From there, it'll feed into these little gates, fill the pattern, off gas up here, and we're going to have 2 alignment dowels. I'm going to leave that up to Joe where he wants to put them to lock this half and the other half together. I'll put a C-clamp on them, and I'll fill the pouring basin, and it'll run down this channel, fill everything, and within 2 minutes, I'll take the C-clamp off and we'll have 10 little logos. So if this works out, we're also going to do the same thing for the Soule Steam Festival. I already have some different ideas for that if Joe is up to it. I got the guard back on it. Our friend Alicia, she slaved away out here yesterday and got this thing cleaned up pretty good. And then I oiled it down again. Got to put the vise back on, but yep, hate to see it go. Dollar's telling him how it's gonna be. Looks like she's outnumbered. got really interesting from here. My dad called to let a tornado on the ground that it had hit in the Delo area, which is straight south of us, and it was heading straight north. So that meant we had to really buckle up, everything finished up as fast as possible. Anytime we even have a mild storm, let alone a tornado, we lose power. So we don't want to be doing that with a full crucible. We'll ruin the crucible every time because it never fails. We always put something in right before the power goes out, and now you got a froze crucible. We got very lucky. I must say I'm thankful we were able to pull this off. We didn't have one single casting fail that night.
Right, break that back now. There you go. All right. We got a turtle with no arms. Let's go ahead and rake this out.
I don't know if you could hear me a second ago, but we got a tornado headed this way, and we were right in the middle of trying to finish these boards up, but we got it.
Ought to do it.
Alright guys, these plates are now ready. That pattern I showed you the other night is what I made these blanks with. And from here they're going to go to Joe Gaddis. He's working on a program where he's going to mill the actual Oliver logo in each one of those little cells. And from there, these plates will be used for a permanent mold. We'll be able to pour brass through the pouring basin that you see here, scratched out. And hopefully we'll be able to spit out a lot of these little brass tags on a production rate. This is going to be for the Florida flywheelers coming up at the end of this month. We're just trying to get everything prepped and ready for that. And over here, this is some of the other stuff we were doing. I'm not going to show you everything we did. I got a few items the customer doesn't want released. But as far as these are the New Britain vice handles. I wanted to recast them again. I knew I could do better, and I did. If you're wondering why they're configured this way, it was an S casting, and each casting has its own filter trap in there.
You know, the various steps of going from here all the way to here. And this is the handle, and then of course this is just the progressive. I do this cold, and so basically this is just pressing underneath the fly press here. But to make the finished coffee scoop, you take this guy and this guy and put them together and bend the handle down, and there's your scoop. And so
Then you rivet it on.
I rivet it together with little copper rivets.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was making a bunch of these. I had to make a bunch of them one time, and so I took this and made a pattern out of it and had these laser cut.
Okay.
So that second step is to chisel lines on all four sides. Oh, I pulled it out. And then once you chisel the lines on all four sides, then you make your cross cuts on opposing corners. Okay. So you see I've got cross cuts on opposing corners, and then I'll leave these corners alone. The corners that I leave alone turn into the ribbon.
When you twist it.
The cross cuts turn into the cubes when you twist it, right? And so this first step, all this is doing is narrowing this handle section down, which pushes material out here. By just reducing this area here, I'm pushing this out a little bit. If I don't do this first step, then my stake turner turns out about this long. You know, you don't get as much length. And then everything else is the handle work, and until I get to this point. Once I'm to this point, then I draw this out to a point and curl it and turn it. Yep.
Neat.
Well, guys, this is it. As I repeatedly say, when you send me a casting, don't expect the new casting to look as good as the original. This is the original here. And this is my second attempt to recast these. And other than getting a little cleaner parting line, they still look, I'm not happy with the results, but nobody's going to want to pay me that kind of money to sit down and polish them out. I've got too many things on the back burner we got to get knocked out to spend any more time on it. Now, this was our first attempt. Looks like there's possibly some cold shut going on right here. It doesn't go all the way through. But honestly, there's not much of a difference here between what I did the first time and what I did the second time. One of the customers also ordered a New Britain Vice Cart axle, which is this thing here that I attempted to cast to ship with that. And that's not going to pass because if you look right here, see that little shrinkage right there? That's not going to cut it. It sunk in significantly there. It's supposed to look like this side, and it goes too far down. So we got to recast that. It's just part of it. This is some silicon bronze rings that a customer needed, Stephen Spry, and he made the patterns, so we went ahead and round some up. He had asked if we just happened to have any of this laying around. We never have anything laying around in scrap metal that looks like that, so we ended up having to cast these. Like I said, this is machine stock, so I'm not going to worry about what they look like. I'm not really sure what happened here, but we got to check our picture bond, because as I was looking, we've got some looks like little places like this. I kind of sanded it out, but it was penetrating the sand, and it's probably time to recondition that. So my friends, this job is breathing down our neck. We've got to get this done somehow. This is not ready to cast yet. We're still working on it. We still have to get a core box made for it to make the core that goes in the bottom of these. These are eagles for the American LaFrance fire truck. The customer's been very patient with us as we've tried to figure out how to do this. I've already made 3 attempts to make 3 different kind of cores. One that would actually leave the holes in there. That didn't work. The other one I think would have worked if I hadn't messed up. I had a parallel issue that had to be resolved, and I messed it up trying to fix that. It is very, very time consuming to prep this stuff to get it to work. This is resin molds we made off of the original. As we knock out stuff that people have actual patterns for, which is quick and easy, right? We can knock that stuff right out. We have to find time to do behind the scenes prep work to get stuff like this done. And I've got a big cross that's staring at me every day. I'm thinking about, I've got to get up with that customer. We got to figure out how we can hurry up and get that job rolling. We've got 90% of the work done to it, but that 10% is holding us up, right? So, you know, in the meantime, while I'm steadily thinking how to do this, how to do that, we're trying to knock out jobs that are readily available to cast in the sand, like this one. I mean, this is one from Richard Freer, and it's been on the back burner forever, and it's because of stuff like this. It wouldn't take me any time to knock this out, but I have to, you know, and originally I tried to do this first in, first out. It don't work that way. You're probably going to see me ramming these beautiful things up in the next video, because we got to get this done. This is ridiculous. He's waited forever for this. We've got other customers that have waited forever for their stuff, but that's got to, when I've got to change the way we're doing things. When a customer goes out of his way to do a good quality job on making a pattern that we can actually go ahead and ram up, we're going to knock that out. There's no reason for customers like that to have to take second place when they did all the hard work for me. Anything that's going to require prep work, it's going to take time, and I don't know how much time. I'm very good about not giving you a deadline, and I've got a lot of customers that are thrilled over our turnaround time. I got a lot that are not. It's going to always be that way. So, yeah, we're going to, anybody from here forward that sends me a pattern that's ready to roll, they're going to get immediate attention. So with that said, I hope you guys that are waiting on your things see the whole picture here. There's a lot to it. And I'm trying to keep up. If you're worried about turnaround time, make the pattern and make it right. Make it to where I can go ahead and ram that up and get it to you. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot faster for you, and it's a lot less drama for us out here as we do this. I will say, I've been blessed to have great customers that have been very patient with me. On the next video, I plan on having this. We're going to also look at a job a lady up in Pennsylvania is needing. She's been calling. I told her we'd be getting on her stuff too. So it means I gotta buckle up here, guys. Well, so long. I'll talk to you guys later. For those who have been asking about the Windy Hill Foundry hats, these are now available on my website, windyhillfoundry.com, under stores, or you can click on the above link. These are on the pricey side, but keep in mind the shipping is included. Have a good day.